Alright, so today we're going to look at different fraction rules. This is going to help us when we get next week or the week after, a couple weeks I guess, getting into adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing fractions. So these are just basic rules to help us. What we're going to see, we're not going to see all of these at the same time, but we are going to see all of these at some point. I'm sorry that the page was written on. I forgot to scan this page in before I wrote on it, so I had to adjust it. So if you see marks on it or kind of things on it, just know that that wasn't there beforehand. I just messed up. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is reducing. So with reducing, our goal is to make the fraction as small as possible. We do that by finding what number can go into both numbers, and then we get it as small as we can until we can't make it any smaller. So this first one, you have 4 and 2. So anytime the number is even, it's going to be divisible by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And then we ask ourselves, is there something that can go into 2 and 5 that's the same number? And that would be no. So it's going to stay 2/5. Okay, so we have 14 over 35. So since they're not even, 2's not going to work, then we're going to work our way up. So 3 doesn't work, 4, so on, keep going, and we can find that 7 goes into 14 and 35. So 14 divided by 7 is going to give us 2. 35 divided by 7 is going to give us 5, and we just did that over here, so we know that it cannot simplify anymore. Okay, 24 over 60, so these are both even, but again, if our goal is to find a number that can go into both, which is going to be 2, but it's easier sometimes to think of, is there a bigger number that's going to work? So 3 does work. Okay, let's try bigger. 4 does not go in. 4 goes into 60 and 24, so let's keep going up. 5 doesn't work. 6, okay, 6 does work. 7 doesn't work. 8 doesn't work. 9 doesn't work. 10 doesn't work. 11 doesn't work. 12 works. I think 12 is as big as we're going to get. So if you wanted to do 2, you could, but you're going to keep dividing by 2 and 2 and 2 and 2, which is perfectly fine. You get the same answer. But try to think of some bigger numbers that are going to work. So 24 divided by 12 is 2. 60 divided by 12 is 5. Okay, so let's look at one that's not going to be 2/5, because all 3 of these have been, because these are not all 2/5. So anything that ends in a 5 and a 0 is going to be divisible by 5. So 25 divided by 5 is 5. 40 divided by 5 is 8. And then we ask ourselves, is there something that can go into 5 and 8? And there's not, so that's going to be our answer. So I want you to do these last two by yourself.